Who to main on Marvel Rivals according to your support main on Overwatch. Let's start off with Ana. Now let's be honest, the main reason everyone plays Ana is for that beautiful sleep dart. And Marvel Rivals has a very similar character to that, Mantis. So instead of a sleep dart, Mantis has an ability where she throws out a grenade-like spore that blows up on impact, sleeping the nearest target. Now sadly, apart from that little sleep dart, there's not many similar abilities that any of the Marvel Rivals characters really have. So let's move on to Baptiste. Now Baptiste has the ability to shoot out a healing grenade that heals everyone in a certain little area. Now that's the same sort of thing with Loki. Loki has the ability to shoot out an orb that blows up on impact, healing his allies, but this also damages enemies if it hits them. Now one of Baptiste's best abilities is Immortality Field, where you can throw out an immortality and basically no one in that area can die. Loki has a very similar ability. However, instead of being fully invulnerable, any damage that the person receives while being in this immortality field from Loki gets transferred to healing. Which means if there's a player who is very low and then they go into this immortality field, get hit a bunch of times, they will come out with full health. Now let's move on to Brigitta. Now there isn't anybody really in the strategist category that fits Brigitta. However, in the duelist category, there is one character that fits Brigitta quite perfectly. Magic. Now Magic, whenever she hits a target, she gains temporary health, which basically means you're kind of having the Brigitta effect of hitting a target to get healing. The big difference is that you're not healing your allies. Now we move on to Illari. Now, Illari, her healing turret, there is nothing like that in the game currently. However, her gun's primary healing is a little bit similar to Jeff the Landshark's healing. He can basically shoot out a healing splash, healing anyone that is in front of him. This does also penetrate, unlike Illari's, meaning you can heal multiple allies at the same time. And you could technically replace the healing turret with Illari with Jeff the Landshark's healing bubbles. Now we move on to JUNO. Now the only character I can kind of think for JUNO would be Luna Snow. And the main reason for that is that Luna Snow and JUNO have a similar primary fire ability. And that's really about it for that one. So let's move on to KIRIKO. Now KIRIKO is one of my primary supports when it comes to Overwatch, and I really feel like playing Mantis and KIRIKO felt quite similar. Just with the damage output you can do with Mantis and KIRIKO. The healing also feels a little bit similar, however with KIRIKO you have more of a delay before you can heal them, with Mantis it's more instant. However you do have your charges. Now let's move on to Lifeweaver. Now the best character I reckon if you like Lifeweaver is Adam Warlock. With Adam Warlock you can give quick bursts of healing, sort of just like Lifeweaver's ability to heal people from a distance with his flowers. Warlock's ability to heal is definitely a little bit faster, however it still feels like you have that little bit of a charge up before you can heal again. Now we come to Lucio, and one of the best things about Lucio is not his healing, it's actually his speed boost. And luckily enough, in Marvel Rivals you have a character that can speed boost your team as well. Storm. Now Storm is very similar because you still have that circle around you as Storm, meaning that anyone in that circle gets the speed boost. You can also change the speed boost to a damage boost instead, meaning anyone in that circle will deal extra damage. And you even have the ability with Storm to basically amp it up, allowing you to deal more damage or speed things up for all the people in the circle, including yourself. Sadly, however, there is no wall riding. Now we come over to the most reliable healer in Overwatch, Mercy. Now, Mercy can fly around everywhere, being extremely hard to hit. And there is one character on Marvel Rivals which is extremely hard to hit if you play him properly, which is Rocket Raccoon. Now, Rocket Raccoon definitely has a bit of a different healing style to Mercy, however, his movement ability is very similar, except you don't have to lock on to an ally. You can just fly around wherever you want, dashing everywhere. You can also slowly hover with Rocket Raccoon, just like you can with Mercy. And just like Mercy, you can res one teammate, so that's extremely handy. Except with Rocket Raccoon, you just put down a station and you leave it be, and somebody will be revived at some point. Now let's move on to Moira. Now Moira has two technically, because Rocket Raccoon can shoot out orbs just like Moira can, that heal allies. However, I definitely think you probably want to be playing Scarlet Witch instead of Rocket Raccoon, because you're all going for that DPS that Moira does. Just admit that. Scarlet Witch and Moira have a very similar ability with their lock-on system, so that is the main thing you probably want to be playing with. Not only that, Scarlet Witch also has a similar fate ability, just like Moira. Now we come to my main man, Zenyatta. Now Zenyatta is awesome because of his healing orb and his Discord orb. There's nothing like a Discord orb in Marvel Rivals, however there is kind of a thing like a healing orb. Luna Snow has the ability to put a little orb onto allies, allowing them to be healed while she's healing others. And the DPS output that Luna Snow has as well is pretty damn good. It's not as good as Zenyatta's, but it's still pretty damn decent. If you like the charge up that Zenyatta does with his orbs, then you might want to have a look at Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock can charge his staff up and then shoot out a whole bunch of projectiles at the same time, similar to Zenyatta's. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. The next video is going to be all about the DPS, and that one's definitely going to be a long one because, well, there are a lot of DPS in Overwatch right now. Anyway, bye!